What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome everybody to episode number 30 of Reezy Talks. Today I got a special treat for you. I have Monica Gamboa, aka the Posh Hanger, on the show, and we're gonna talk. Go ahead, Monica.
Just wanted to say hi. Sorry, the late is my bad. My computer just went to sleep.
It's all good. She put it to sleep. Yeah. So this is going to be a little bit different than the normal show format, but this is how I'm going to do it going forward. I want to interview as many people as possible and trying to put some more energy back into the show and bring back some of my viewers that might have gotten bored, because who wants to hear me talk for 30 episodes long? I probably said everything I could think of in the first 5 episodes anyway. So,
Love you.
so forgive us if we have any technical difficulties. We'll get better at this. But in the meantime, how's the quality looking? Quality's good for everybody?
Yeah, and I can't see the chat, so I'm sorry if I can't get in there.
Do you need a chat link, Monica? Do you want the link?
No, I can see it, but only if I open the whole thing. But I don't want my computer to mess up again, so I don't want to touch it.
It's all right. I got the questions. We're good. So first off, I'm gonna ask Monica some questions. Then we're just gonna talk for a little bit, and then we're gonna go into questions from you guys and questions taken off of my Instagram. So first off, why don't you just tell us who you are and what you do for a living?
Okay, guys, my name is Monica Gamboa. Most of you guys know me as the Posh Hanger on Instagram. Reezy has been pushing me so hard to get on YouTube, but if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I do not like video, so that's what good friends do. They push you. So see what I do for you, Reezy?
You're doing it.
So I'm a full-time reseller. I sell on eBay and Amazon, and pretty much just started on Poshmark too, which I'm really loving. And I've been doing it about 5 years, but it hasn't been like a full 5 years. A lot of things have happened during that time frame. Previously, I had a banking career, so I was in the corporate world for 16 years. I worked at Wells Fargo, started as a teller, and I worked my way up to a branch manager. That was my last job. And some unforeseen events happened, and I'm like the accidental thrifter, the accidental reseller, because it wasn't something I had planned, but it's just something I kind of fell into after I left my career. So that's what I do now, full-time.
Tell us more about that accident. How did you accidentally become a thrifter or a reseller?
Okay, so I always bought and sold on eBay. I actually started on Yahoo Auctions. I was talking about that the other day. Like that was the wild, wild west. Like you could sell your kidney on Yahoo Auctions. And they were actually there before eBay. So I started on Yahoo Auctions, but just purely for fun, you know, never for thinking, okay, this could be a career. It was just for fun, my going out money on the weekends. And then I got into eBay.
But you were just selling like your old stuff you didn't want anymore, or maybe some dress you bought.
And I used to go to the flea market in San Jose and buy, this is so embarrassing, but it's the truth. I used to buy bootleg like Kate Spade bags and sell them. But like sell them as bootleg, because you could do that back then. Like nobody knew that was wrong at that time. I mean,
I was on eBay.
Yahoo. I was like 21 years old. I mean, this is like 100 years ago. So yeah, it was just for fun, you know, just like walking around money. I still worked at the bank and I was going to school. So when eBay came around, I did eBay. Same thing, not the fake stuff, but just my old clothes, things I didn't want anymore. And I always thought it was cool, like, can people actually live off this? But my banking career was going really, really well. So of course, I put all my energy into it, and I thought I was gonna die at Wells Fargo. Like I had a
You're gonna
stage.
get a Wells Fargo tattoo.
Seriously, I'm not kidding. I was like, I'm gonna get a stagecoach on my ass like this. Like I'm gonna stage. I was really into Wells Fargo. I was a natural salesperson, not sales like e-commerce. That's not salesmanship. That's selling stuff online. But I enjoyed the sales, like actual sales pitching, face to face, getting customers to, bank with us and bring their portfolios over, and then that lended itself to me coaching at Wells Fargo, and that's actually kind of how I got my lift from being a teller to being a branch manager, because I was the number one teller in the entire company as far as sales. So I asked my market area manager, who's like way high up, if I could go around and teach tellers how to sell. So that's what I did. I would go around and teach tellers how to sell. And then that developed into teaching the entire platform, banking people how to sell. And then I became a manager. So basically like a teller to a manager. And so you can see I was really ingrained in that culture, and I thought for sure I was going to be like the next CEO. I had no idea that I would ever leave that place. So we were merging with another bank, and some kind of shady things were happening that I did not like. And I felt that they were going to let me go. And this is after 16 years of working my butt off. And I was literally in an interview to keep my job because I was going head to head with somebody else. And I took my bank keys out of my pocket and I just quit right there. 16 years, I just knew that I couldn't do it. And there was other stuff going on. So I had no plan, didn't really have much of a savings. My personal life was in shambles, literally just a volcano erupted. And I knew that I had to get out of California because my head was just in a really, really bad place. So I moved to Arizona, and the first year, to be honest, I was very, very depressed. I kind of sold on eBay. I sold some of my old bank clothes, but now I can say it now looking back, but I was so down in the dumps. What am I going to do with my life? I had this amazing career. I just threw it away. And now I'm on my couch watching 30 episodes of Weeds in a row. I seriously. So I kind of took that year and this is embarrassing to say because people that know me see me as an ambitious person, but that whole first year I was just depressed. I was like, what am I doing with my life? If my friends, family, ex-coworkers saw me, they would be so disappointed in me. They'd be so disgusted in me. And when you're in a depressed state, it's like a snowball. You just mountain and just rolling down a hill, and it's really hard to get out.
So you were working or you weren't working during this year?
Mm-mm. I was living off my savings.
Yeah.
I was living off my savings and collecting unemployment.
Nice.
And yeah, no, but that's not where I saw myself, I had this high powered career in my power suits, and all of a sudden I'm collecting uninsurance, watching Weeds every day. So there came a point where I was like, okay, Monica, you are a single mom, you have a son, you need to figure it out. You need to wipe your tears and figure out what you're going to do. So that's when I thought, okay, I'm going to sell this stuff on eBay and just kind of see how it goes. That was towards the end of the first year. And so I sold all my old bank suits because I'm like, I don't want to see these things anymore. I never want to wear a bank suit again. And so then I thought, okay, there's a market for like brand name corporate clothes. And then I found out my savers had a dollar day. So I went to Dollar Day and I'll never forget, I spent $50 because by this time I had milked my savings and unemployment is nothing. And I still had my bills as if I was in my corporate job. You know that how they say when you make more, you spend more? Oh, I still had bills. So I spent $50 and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to spend $50. Like that was a lot to me because I was really broke. And again, that's embarrassing for me to say this, but it's the truth. So I basically took that $50, bought 50 items, and started flipping them on eBay with my old ass Blackberry phone that I had. Took the most horrible pictures with a hanger and a thumbtack in my living room. And so that's basically how it started. That was a long intro.
Yeah, that was awesome. I asked you like one question and you went for like 7 minutes. It was great.
I know, sorry.
No, it's great. So knowing what you know now, if like let's just pretend you had a time machine and you could go back in time and tell yourself like some stuff about thrifting. If you only had like a couple minutes with yourself, and what would you tell yourself like going back in time right now? Like what do you wish you knew then that you know now?
I wish I would have diversified more. And I actually think that you can macro diversify and you can micro diversify. Macro meaning like, okay, I sell women's clothing, right? So then that would be me doing toys and men's and shoes and different categories. But I'm talking more of micro. So I sell women's clothing and I used to be 100% auctions. That was it. It was 100% auctions, and I mainly stuck to about lower end to middle flips. So, and don't get me wrong, I was making really good money at the peak of my auctions when I was in Arizona getting things for $1. I was hitting like 21K months off of just pure auctions. But I would have spent more to make more. So I would have more buy it nows because I was just doing pure auctions. So high it nows and higher end and middle and lower end and having them all going. I could have been doing that.
Hey,
but
real quick.
That I didn't have any eBay.
The connection is getting bad. Do you know if your son is like playing Xbox or something?
No.
I'm
you want me to double check?
Yeah, well, just to make sure that we don't lose the connection or get worse, because you cut out a little bit.
Am I cutting out now?
No, you're good.
They don't work.
Those won't work. No, babe, I need other headphones.
I don't know where this is.
Let me ask the chat real quick. Did we cut out a little bit, guys, or are we okay? No. You don't have a pair of corded headphones?
I think I threw them on the box.
No, we're all right, I guess. It was just cutting out for a little bit. We'll see if it happens again or not. So, you were talking about diversification and wishing that you would spend more to make more.
Yeah, but all of it because I was doing more lower end flips, and I was still doing very well, but it was a lot of work. So, I would have been doing buy it nows. I would have spent more to make more. So I would have diversified within my category, but I also would have done like men's and shoes and things like that. And I just stayed in that one category. Now I got really good at it. That's the pro. But the con is if something goes bad, then you have just that one category.
Right.
I definitely would have changed that. And I have changed it now.
Speaking of diversification, you recently were suspended from Amazon. You want to talk about that?
So, oh my God, that was so sad. I got suspended right when everybody was getting approved in like every category. So mainly what I sell on Amazon is women's, well, obviously women's. Mainly what I sell on Amazon is bras. And somebody bought like 2 bras and they returned them and they selected inauthentic. So that opened up a huge can of worms for me. So of course they were not inauthentic. They were just these new bras that I get wholesale that I sell. And what sucks is that they didn't give me an opportunity to provide an invoice. They just kicked me off. They just suspended me.
So you lost your Amazon income right away.
Yes, and what sucks is that that week prior, I had placed the biggest order I've ever placed for Amazon. And the day the order arrived is the day I got suspended.
Oh no, you're like all excited to list them and everything.
I kept checking the tracking number, like, oh, it's gonna come tomorrow, it's gonna come. And then the day it came, I opened my Amazon seller app and everything was zeros. So that's how I knew I got suspended.
That's so bad. So how did you get your, like, let's kill the suspense, you got your account back?
Yeah, I got my account back after almost a month. But at first I didn't trip because I have my invoices. So I thought, okay, I have my invoices. It's a trusted wholesaler supplier. So this should be easy, right? Like, here's my invoice. Everything's good. That's what I thought was going to happen. But that's not what happened. They asked for a plan of action. So I gave them the plan of action. I provided my invoices and they actually denied it.
Wow.
They denied it. But the thing is, when they deny it, they don't help you, and there's nowhere to call because you can only email them. And then every time you email to ask a question, you get the same automated response back. So you know it's not a person that's actually reading it. That's what makes it so frustrating. It's just the automated response, like back, and no one there to actually help you. So of course I was like Googling action plans and like looking at different people that had had the same issue. And finally, after the 3rd week or the 2.5 week, they sent me an email saying, you are no longer suspended, you are now removed from Amazon. So they removed my selling privileges. And I was like, what? Like, how could this be? I have my invoices, I have everything. And at that point I started crying because I was like, I didn't do anything wrong, you know? I even have my paperwork. So that's when I had to contact Happy Amazon Seller, and they were the ones. So what that firm does is they will rewrite your action plan, and then they will help you. And then they also show you how to submit it differently, like who to CC, what time to send it, who to send it to, what exactly to say. And they're Amazon suspension pros. They knew like everything before I said it. So that's what I had to do to get my account back.
Awesome. So now you're back in. You sent all those bras in.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
So, what's it like for like an average day in the life for you sourcing? Or I guess like you could explain, if you know, like an average sourcing day, and then we can talk shipping too after that.
Yeah. So average day, there's a few different ways that I source. So I source online. For Amazon is purely online. But now that I'm ungated in Nike, I am going to hit up some Nike outlets. But prior to that, Amazon is all online.
And you're just posting wholesale catalogs online manually, right?
Yeah, so I tend to lean towards more liquidators with manifests, so which means they'll show you exactly what's in there. It's not just like a box of a random category. I've tried that and I never ever like what I get.
Right.
But with manifested liquidators, if you find a good one, they will itemize everything and you know exactly what's in there. Sometimes they even itemize to the point where I can like copy and paste it in Google and I can see exactly what it's selling for. So I could do all that before, just like wondering what's going to be in there. So, but also for eBay, I do half liquidations, and actually right now I'm doing about 70% thrifted and 30% liquidations, but I want to move towards that to be flipped.
Why is that?
I know that if I want to grow at some point, I need to stop thrifting. And I keep saying that every year. I'm like, okay, this is the year I'm going to stop thrifting. But it's so hard because the margins are so good. You find
Yeah, they're
things
so addictive.
so addictive. Like, it pays the bills so good. So, but I have brought my thrifting days down a ton. So right now I only thrift half a day on Wednesday. Mainly that's because it's driving, a lot of driving, and like an hour on Sunday. So my thrifting is very minimal now.
And so what is it like? Can you walk us through a normal day of thrifting, like on your long day? Like, how far do you drive? How many stores do you go to? If you want to share what stores they are,
Oh yeah, so
maybe what kind of stuff you look for, etc.
I have to drive like about 1 to 2 hours, like 1.5 hours there, 1 to 1.5, depending on which ones I go to. I tend to lean towards Savers because I just feel like they have better quality, and I like that their stuff is generally cleaner and they have better brands. So that's what I do. I go to Savers and I try to pick up about 100 items. So it depending, usually I'll hit like 2 or 3. Um, but yeah, so that's my thrift spot of choice is Savers.
What kind of stuff are you looking for mostly when you're there? Like you
So
I know you do women's clothes, but do you go in the men's clothes at all, or?
I've started to now more, but I always have my same routine. I hit the dresses because that's my #1 selling category by far is women, obviously women's dresses. So I hit the dresses, and I've been starting to get more into shoes. So I'll go to shoes, and then blouses, sweaters, blazers, jeans. Jeans and shoes are 2 categories also I would have added to, you said what I would have changed if I could go back. I
Right.
did jeans and I didn't really sell shoes. And they are so easy to list and store, and they have a really good average sale price. So I would have changed that as well. But men's, I'm just starting to get into men's, and that also is something I would have changed because men never complain, just like in real life. It's the women that are like, what is this? Is that red? Is that coral? Is that like, ugh. But guys, they don't. And guys have a much lower return rate that I've noticed for my store anyway. So, yeah.
And and then do you also hit some other non-thrift stores while you're outsourcing?
Um, Not really. In the past, I had done some retail arbitrage at the outlets, and not everybody has a Lululemon outlet, so there's only a few in California, and we're right next to one, well, kind of, in Gilroy. So I have done that, and that's actually done very well on Amazon too. So I always say, okay, I need to go back. So I got to put that on my route now that Amazon's back to get back on there.
And are you just checking out the clearance stuff, or are you checking out everything or whatever?
No, I usually go for the clearance. Lululemon always has sections. They have like obviously the whole thing is an outlet, but then there's always racks that are special. So it'll be like 18 or 28 or 38. So I'll go to those areas first.
And then those are like $75 pieces or whatever, right?
Or more. There's times I bought jackets that were like 198 or 148, and they'll be like 29 or 39. But you can actually call them ahead of time and they'll tell you what the sale is. So that's what I usually do.
Nice. And what about Nordstrom's? You're not clearing the rack anymore?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Actually went there today. I totally forgot. I love clear the rack. But
I don't
I
even
didn't
know.
go.
Is that a thing? I thought that's just what you guys say.
So basically, Nordstrom Rack, as you know, is like their clearance or their sale from Nordstrom. And they have an extra 25% off clearance every few months. And then they, blast an email and tell everyone. So, like, I didn't go ham this time, but last time I spent like $1,500 and I got like a bunch of dresses and Nikes and all kinds of stuff. But this time it just didn't seem as good.
So how much do you usually spend on an average sourcing trip lately?
For thrifting is usually about 300 a store. But I will spend more to make more. And that's something like when I started, I got everything for $1. So if I saw something for like $5.99, I was like, oh, hell no. But now that's like my normal price. So I'm always down to spend more and make more, where I wasn't doing that before.
Yeah, very important not to cut your margin, like your opportunities off because you're used to buying stuff for cheaper. The same thing with me and with anybody that sells books, and I would assume a lot of people that follow me sell books. Don't get addicted to those, you bought it for $1, those freaking cocaine margins where you buy it for $1 and you sell it for like 40, 50, 60, 100, like a lot. Nothing is like that really, except for like books and then thrifted items, but it's not so sustainable and it's hard to scale.
Right.
But so like nowadays, like I just went and I bought 10 or 20 pairs of shoes. It was more like 15 actually, but it was like I was buying them for 100 and I was only going to make $20 on each pair, but they're going to sell extremely fast. So I don't even care. It's like, you have to think of it more like the stock market really than as they are physical goods.
Yeah, and I think just with like sales, I can hear myself. Okay. Just with sales in the space that we're in, like you have to be willing to change. You can't just stick to one way. So get over yourself and change.
Self motivation from Monica. So what are your eBay sales year to date, and then after that, let's go into Amazon.
Year to date, they're actually pretty low. I don't even know. I'd have to look them up.
You
But
posted on Instagram though, didn't you today? You could just look it up on your phone.
yeah, it's probably around 130 or 120, but that's low for me.
What was that 400 and something thousand number that you had posted?
Oh, you mean 600? It was 600.
Oh, what was that?
My lifetime.
Your lifetime eBay sales.
Yeah, my year-to-date sales dropped because I started doing Amazon and I was devoting more time to Amazon. So, of course, eBay went down. My Amazon sales are like 66,000.
Okay, so not bad. About like right a little bit over $250,000, right?
I mean, I strive to at least get around 200K combined. But the thing is that also I didn't mention that last year I launched a website. I brought it down now, but that was always my end game. My end game was I didn't want to thrift forever. I didn't want to be on eBay forever. The whole time I was selling on eBay, even till now, I've been creating a book of business. So I have like all my repeat customers. I have everybody's email address and purchase information. So last year I did a photo shoot. My sister's a professional photographer, and I got a bunch of wholesale clothing, and we did a really nice photo shoot. I got a model off Instagram, and it did really well. It sold out. So the problem was that right around that time is when my dad got sick and passed away. So, as you know, Reezy, and anyone who follows me, it's been like extremely devastating for me because I was very, very close to him. So that's one thing that I let kind of go after I had put in so much work. So I was just talking to my sister and I'm like, okay, I got to get back to get the website back up. But that was always my plan. My plan was to jump off eBay and to just be on my own website. So I had sales from that
And
last year.
on your own website, you were not selling thrifted stuff, right? It was all the wholesale stuff.
It was all wholesale stuff, and it was kind of like a bohemian, like beachy vibe because we're in Santa Cruz.
Right.
So
I do know where we're at.
yeah, so I had stuff like that. I wanted to use like somebody local. I wanted to use my sister. I used my cousin who's a makeup artist. So I wanted to keep it local, and that was always my plan. And that's also a reason why I had never got employees for eBay because I didn't want to keep doing that.
Right.
But you know how life is, it takes turns and sometimes doesn't go the way you want it to. But we had a good first run for the first time. So now I just need to sit down, make another plan for the website and schedule another shoot and do all that. So
Was some of that stuff the stuff you were telling me that you sourced like from the fashion district in LA?
yeah, so I go down to Los Angeles and there's a whole wholesale fashion district and you literally just go from like store to store and um, it's really easy to buy from there. All you need is your resale license and the minimums are super low. Like when I first started getting into wholesale and liquidation, I thought like I had to be this big company and then I was going to have these huge orders. And that's not true at all. Like a lot of times they just want you to buy 6. And it could be 6 of like something that's $5 or $10 or $20. Or the minimums could be like just spending 100. So yeah, but that's where I got all my stuff in Los Angeles.
And so with that stuff, how were you deciding what to buy, like to sell on Amazon? Just like your own taste, your own.
That stuff I didn't sell on Amazon. That stuff I sold on my website. I just kind of like looking at what people were wearing. Like I try to follow like bloggers and I obviously look at magazines and kind of just see. But I don't know if you notice like in our area, like in Santa Cruz, like the beachy like cover-ups and things that they wear, it hasn't really changed. So that's how I wanted to kind of stay in that kind of genre,
Right. Yeah. Santa Cruz is a black hole.
Totally.
So what are some of the best things that you've ever flipped, like single items, or I guess maybe like a single purchase of a large amount?
You know what? I haven't really, I know everybody has a cool story. I heard yours of that damn toy you bought and flipped for like $2 million. No, I don't really have one other than when I used to thrift hard in Arizona and there was times on Dollar Day I'd find like randomly and not often, but like a Gucci item or a I found a really beautiful Cavalli dress one time. I put for like 200. I bought it for $1. But I don't have any fancy story. I'm sorry. I'm not cool.
So
I need one.
can you talk about your process for listing items? Like, what measurements do you take on items or different kinds of items? Do you take measurements at all? Like, how do you do that?
Okay, so what I do is I always photograph first. So, and I separate by eBay categories. So if I'm doing dresses, I'll do all dresses. And then I'll do all the black long sleeve blouses. And then I'll do the tanks. And then I'll do the cardigans and sweaters. And then the jeans. Because when I'm done listing, I like to stay in the same category and just keep hitting sell similar. So I take my pictures, and it's very important that for me, that I keep the item in order of how I took the picture. So then I'll have a stack of items, right? They'll all be in order of the way I took the picture. So then when I go to my laptop and upload my pictures, they're in the same order. So when I'm going to list, I have my measuring tape on my desk. It's like, boom, I do it. There's the picture. I highlight it, put it in, done with that item, and then I delete the pictures. And the next group of pictures up is the next item that's waiting to get listed. And I only do total length and bust. That's all I do as far as measurements. I know some people get really detailed.
Is that for dresses or for shirts or for what?
For everything. I just do the length of the item and the bust.
What is the length? Sorry, I'm a stupid bookseller.
Okay, so like say you're looking at this dress, it'd just be like the highest high and the lowest low, basically.
So like from the neckline up here all the way down to the bottom.
Like right here all the way down.
Okay. Cool. And then do you have to do different measurements for different kinds of items?
The only thing I do differently is for the jeans, instead of total length, it would be the inseam. So that's the only difference. And I do the waist for jeans.
Do you measure it? You don't just use the listed size?
I do both. So say it was like a Hudson pair of jeans in size 29. So I'm going to put that in the title because that's the size, and obviously in the item specifics, but then I also measure it, and I'll put measured waist, and then so they know it.
It doesn't always match up?
It actually hardly matches up.
It's bad.
It hardly matches up. I know.
How many packages are you shipping on average on your eBay store?
That depends on the day. Usually on Mondays, I will say this, when I used to be doing a lot of auctions, which I just recently stopped, and I'll tell you why in a second, I was doing close to 100 items shipped on Monday. So as you guys know, that's by myself, so that would pretty much take all day for me. But now that I'm trying to focus more on raising my average sale price, so, and also raising my inventory number. So for that reason, I stopped auctions, because auctions have a faster sell-through rate. But they also tend to sell at a lower price. So that's why I'm phasing them out just for right now, not forever. Until
you do send your stuff that's not selling to auction though, right?
I used to, but I've kind of stopped temporarily.
Okay. For that reason you mentioned?
Yeah, because I'm trying to build up my inventory number. And when you do auctions, your turnover is faster. So I could never raise my inventory number because I was doing so many auctions. And obviously it was selling, right? And selling fast. Well, in 7 days, I do 7-day auctions, which was great. But the bad thing is I could never get over 1,000 listings because the stuff was selling so fast. So my goal is that, or my thought process is that, if I can get to 1,500 listings, if I could get to 1,500 listings on quality items, and I could do them all at Buy It Now, that should give me the number that I want to be hitting per month.
Did you hear that crazy sound? Was that on your end?
I don't know. I didn't hear it.
Sounds like someone's vacuuming.
No, I don't hear it.
Oh, all right. It must be just something weird with the laptop or something. What can you talk about your inventory organization? Like, how do you have your stuff stored?
Oh yeah. Yeah, let me show you one. Hold on.
She'll be right back, guys. Hold on to your knickers.
I've shared this on my Insta story a lot. So this thing is so damn bright. Can't see. So I like to use a hanging system. Now, if you don't have a lot of space, that could be a problem, but I like to use a hanging system because I like to also use the custom label SKU on eBay. So what I do is after I list an item, I put it on a hanger with the number and a letter, and I put it away obviously until it gets sold. I've tried bins and I've tried other ways of doing it. This is just my preferred method of doing it. It's like so easy to grab the item, especially like when somebody has a question, you could just grab it and see what they need, or when it's time to ship, just grab the item. And also when I do inventory checks, I do inventory checks about once a quarter, and you can sort by custom label SKU, and then obviously the hangers are numbered, and I just go down the row just super quick. So that helps a lot.
And you often find things that are not listed, or things that you don't have anymore. Actually, you're double listed.
Yeah, so you'll find things that are there in inventory, but they're not there on eBay. And then you'll find the reverse. They're on eBay, but they're not there for whatever reason.
How does that happen? No ghosts, eBay ghosts.
It's funny because all of the eBay sellers that I know that do inventory checks, we all list and have our different ways of doing it, but we all somehow have the same issue. Like, I don't know how it either falls off or what happened.
How often do you do an inventory check?
I do it once a quarter.
Once a quarter.
But it could be a lot of things.
Right? Like, I lost an eBay account. I had a veteran eBay account that was like 13 years old, and I lost it because we sold too many things that we didn't actually have. And stupidly, I didn't know that if you cancel too many orders, you can get kicked off of eBay. And so if you sell stuff that you don't have, try to buy it first before you cancel the order. Try to buy it from somewhere else and send it to your customer, because you don't want to cancel an eBay order. It's not good.
No, definitely not, because you'll fall below standard, and that's almost like being suspended on Amazon. They like hide your listings. I know, that's happened to me too.
And I think getting an eBay account back is harder than getting an Amazon account back.
I think so. Yeah, I would agree.
The Hustlebee recently got kicked off of eBay, and somehow he got his account back. I think someone who works for eBay follows him or something, so he had some kind of magic fairy help him.
I don't know, but I'm glad, because he busting his butt and working so hard, and again, like not doing anything wrong.
Right.
So yeah, I'm so glad he got his account back.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, this e-commerce system.
Yeah, see and that's why my end game was always to be on my own, because it's so hard to always have to. It sucks that you could be a good, honest seller and have trouble.
Right.
That sucks. It's like when the whole thing happened with me with Amazon, it hurt because I didn't do anything wrong, and I had to write this action plan as if I had sold an inauthentic item, and I didn't like that, and I felt like this is wrong. The fact that an honest seller with proof of being an honest seller could be put in the situation. And the same thing with eBay too. I mean, when I fell below standard for that reason you were just talking about, Reezy, and I maintained that it was not my fault. And there was only one rep I had talked to that admitted to me that yes, some listings had got relisted in error, but the next rep I talked to and the one after that would not hear it, and they put me below standard, and my sales tanked so bad for like 2 months.
Terrible. Real quick, guys, if you're watching this and you appreciate the content that we're delivering to you, please smash the like button. I think we have about 140 people exactly watching, and we only have 60 likes, which means that at least 80 of you guys, maybe more, haven't smashed the like button. So just move your mouse down there and click on the thumbs up. It doesn't take a lot of energy, and I'd really appreciate it. Also, what is it, like 2 weeks till the meetup? or what? A little bit less, like 12 days.
October 21st.
Yeah, so on October 21st, me and Monica, as well as Chris Lynn, who you might know as 10K on the Bay, and Feel Good Finds from Instagram. That's Mary. What's Mary's last name, Monica?
And what I don't know.
She's like your bestie and you don't know her last name?
Sure, and I don't know.
That's terrible. All right, well, so on October 21st, there's like a NorCal reseller meetup. I think the tickets are like 40 or 45 bucks, right, Monica? And it includes dinner and obviously admission to the event where we're all going to meet up. Basically just like a mixer, a socializing event, but we're also going to do a 1 hour panel where we're all just going to sit on stage, like a little stage or something, and then people are going to be able to ask questions, as well as I'm sure you're going to get a lot of one-on-one time with everybody. So if you want to come out and meet us, October 21st in Pleasanton, the tickets are available through a link on Thrifty Boss Babes Instagram. So it's instagram.com/thriftybossbabe, or obviously on Instagram or whatever. I'll probably put the link down there in the description. I'm not being paid to go there. Monica's not being paid. Nobody's being paid to go there. We're all just going there to hang out, and that admission price is just going to cover the meals for everybody and the space rental or whatever. It's not like to make money or anything, but it's a good opportunity to meet up, because if you don't know about meeting up with people like face to face at a conference, you can develop a relationship with someone that can like last for a long time. So I know from the people that I've met at the other events that I've been at that like I still follow them on Instagram. We still talk. If some of them have my cell phone number, they text me, they can call me. We help each other out. It's just like, it's another level of connection than just following someone or just being their friend on a social media platform. It's like, I don't know what it is, but like as a human, when you meet someone in real life, you can trust them like more wholeheartedly, I guess. I don't know what it is. It's just like the human animal connection thing. But when you meet someone face to face, it's just a better relationship. And I do advise you guys to try and make it up if you can. I know also Josh McCallery, Vogue Squared, he's coming there. He's flying in. Rob, Crazy Rob, Earth Chakra Now, he's coming, driving up from LA. Also, Dan, TGR, he's coming up from LA as well. I think Hustle at Home Mom is going to be there. Ashley. Yeah, that's word on the street. So it's going to be a great time. Also, early next year, like I'm planning a conference. Sorry, my throat's getting all crackly. Yeah, I want to do a big conference tentatively called ReezyCon, and it's going to be a 2-day event in LA in like March, like early March or so. It's going to be like a workshop. We're going to have wholesale people there, private label people there, all walks of resellers, and everybody's going to learn something. I want to even try to get some Airbnb guys there, so everybody can really walk away learning a whole bunch of stuff. So like, even if you are a wholesale expert, you can learn from a private label expert, or you can learn that Airbnb realty stuff you wanted to learn, or I might get someone who's a day trader to show up and drop some stock knowledge or something like that. Not to mention also, again, we're going to have a great time hanging out with everybody. I asked Monica if she would be willing to speak at the conference, and she did say yes, right?
Yes.
Awesome. That's going to be great. What's up with your YouTube, Monica?
Okay, before we get on that, I just wanted to okay. No, like seriously, just piggyback on what you were talking about right now about like meeting people in real life.
Right.
But when I was getting ready for this call, and I was looking on Instagram, and I was looking at our meetup, and then someone also asked me about ReezyCon, and then I was thinking about YouTube, and then I was thinking about all these, like, I think it's so crazy how we built this community.
Right.
Like, we are in this amazing community with like-minded people, with like-minded goals, with like-minded dreams, like we all align, even though maybe our niches are different.
Right.
But I think it's crazy how this community formed. Like, how did it happen? Like how and people have become like our best friends. And I don't know, I just felt like super proud of the community. Like from the newbiest newbie to the most veteran person at like and everybody in the middle because it takes everybody.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is amazing, like what everybody built. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's probably what, like at least 30,000 people or so.
30,000 at least.
Yeah, because I think Nicole probably has more followers than anyone, and she has like 30,000 something, but there's probably a little bit more at least, you know?
Yeah, I just think everybody should be proud of themselves because we made something out of like nothing, like just Instagram posts and hashtags, and then all of a sudden we're all combined.
Right. And that's a big thing. Like if you're watching this on YouTube, I urge you to get on Instagram because it's a totally different ball game. Like
Oh yeah.
the Instagram community is just people, like it's your coworkers. It's just people hanging out, sharing their ups, sharing their downs, sharing their tips. There's a little bit of marketing here and there. I'm guilty, you know what I mean? But for the most part, like YouTube is much less of a social network. YouTube is just like a content platform where we publish videos and we're creating content for you guys, but there's no like back. You can't really like come back so much. Like you can comment and I can reply to it, but it's just not, I don't know, it's too formal or something. Instagram is much less formal. It's quicker, it's easier to communicate. And a lot of the people who are doing really well on YouTube, especially they're doing a lot of marketing, selling courses or whatever, no offense or anything, they're not on Instagram, at least not as much. And I don't know what it is, but Instagram is like where the community is at. Like I've probably invested a lot of my last year of time on Instagram. And that's just because that's like I feel the love on Instagram. Like when you're involved, like Monica just said, it's like a community, and it's like when you're in it, you know, like you're like, oh wow, it is a community. But like if you're not in it, you don't know it, but it's just like anybody will help you, they'll give you some advice. There's not really any bullshit. No one's gonna deal with like people being negative. Like we don't have time for that. Like we got negativity in real life, you know, we're not on the internet to like be negative, you know what I mean? But it's super awesome, and I urge you guys to get on Instagram, get on the hashtags, and not even just in reselling, because if we have this community about reselling, there's got to be a similar communities, I don't know if the same size, about anything that you're interested in. You know, if you like to climb rocks, or you like to do hair, or you like to whatever, you know, get on those hashtags, get in those communities, start having some meetups, because like for real, we're getting old. At least I am, and I can't be hanging out with people that don't have like-minded goals like myself, you know? So if you're not involved with like at least one of the top 5 things that I'm trying to do, I probably don't hang out with you, because it's just a waste of my time. I got to be moving forward towards my goals, and for me to hang out with someone, they got to be on one of those so we can like do it together, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Some of my closest friends now have come from Instagram. It's crazy great.
Right? It's like back in the day, we were limited, like who could be your friends, like the people you work with, you know, and we don't work with anyone, right? We make our own community now. But, you know, the people that lived in your neighborhood or whatever, you know, that was it. You know, now you have friends from anywhere, and it's just like, I have a couch in like every city in America that I'm welcome to stay on.
You do. That's crazy. But that's the thing, like part of this reselling is so lonely that the moral support is just as important as getting the technical and logistical tips and tricks. Like that's just part of it. But what about the day you feel like down because something happened, or and yeah, you have your family and friends, but they can't empathize with the coworker aspect
Like,
of it.
how many, you were just in Vegas, you were there the day, like, love and sadness going out to all those hurt in that sad event. But you were there when it happened, right? You were at that area earlier in the day, right?
Yeah, so well, I was in Vegas that weekend, and I was at Mandalay Bay on Saturday, and then I came back on Sunday afternoon. And then when I came back, I just went to sleep because obviously too much partying, too much drinking. I'm too old. I can't hang anymore.
Oh, you were
And
staying there?
no, I wasn't staying there. I was
Oh,
at the pool that day, like,
okay.
up about the night. So, but like we passed by the country venue because it's obviously right next door. And we were talking about it, and I talked to people going to the concert. And
You love country music though, right?
no, that's why most people that she is not at the concert. But I mean, you never know. Like, you could have just been walking by.
Right. So how many like, because this is all I'm like tangenting off the community love or whatever. How many messages did you get from people that were concerned that you might have been there because people knew you were in Vegas?
I got so many. I'm actually still almost done with going through those DMs. But they contacted like my sister and my niece because they knew of their IGs of
Right.
time to tag them and stuff. And I honestly, it made me emotional, like just to think that people cared enough to like see that I was okay and like genuine concern. And that's why I was just like, I'm never taking this community for granted. There's a bunch of kind, genuine, caring, loving people that have become my friends. They're not just names on a screen. They're people.
Right.
They care.
It's crazy.
And
At least 8 people messaged me, and because they knew we lived near each other, and they knew I probably had your cell phone number or whatever, and they're like, Reezy, call Monica and make sure she's okay. And so before
no,
before I did call you and text you or whatever, but you didn't answer, and I was like, she didn't
yeah.
answer, but I know she doesn't like country music, so I don't think she was there.
Yeah, the country music saved me, but it was so sweet. I literally was like brought to tears because obviously I felt bad too because I was finding everything out like within 5 minutes. I was like, why is everybody texting me? What are they talking about? And then I put on the news and saw everything that happened, and it was really, really emotional.
Okay, here's a good question. Who, other than me, of course, should people be following on Instagram? Like, who are your recommendations? Like, give us like 5 to 10 people that you recommend for people who are watching this to follow on Instagram.
Oh, are you asking me?
Yeah.
I thought you were asking the chat. So besides you, let's see. So my favorite, well, it's so hard to say. I don't even want to say that word because I'm gonna leave somebody out. That's my bro or my sis.
Okay, well, I'll limit you to 5. That way you can just say he only let me do.
I'll go in categories. Okay, so my first internet friend was Jenna, the empty hanger. She sells on Poshmark.
At the empty hanger.
It's funny because we're both hangers. I don't know. I reached out to her on Poshmark. So this is before I had, around the same time I can't remember. But she's amazing. She sells on Poshmark and she sells on eBay, and she's great. So Jenna at the empty hanger. And while we're in the Poshmark category, my other sister, Alexandra Victoria.
How do you spell her Instagram? Alexandra.
Everybody knows her. She's the deal queen.
Oh, the deal queen. Yeah. So make sure you say the Instagram name so that people know.
I'm trying to introduce them properly.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then one of my earlier friends too was Dominic Prince. Do you know who that is?
Secondhand swagger.
Yep. Let's talk about some youngins. I like following youngins because they start doing good right away, and I'm like, dang, it took me forever to get there.
Yeah, my number one young gun right now is probably Zach Rosa's 95.
Absolutely. Zach Rosas, He is amazing, and he's funny as hell. That's why I like watching his stories.
Yeah, I like him because he keeps it real. He's like, yeah, I sold this, and he's like, I sold it as a generic product, and technically it wasn't generic, but they didn't catch me, and I sold it all.
No,
So
he's
who cares?
No, he's very honest. That's why I really like him. There's another youngin that just started. So he just started his. He might be in the chat. Abdu. Abdu, are you in the chat? He is Cardboard Collectibles. The reason I want to shout him out is because you know how we always get DMs to get information, right? They're like, how do I start? And then they keep asking questions. And what do we automatically think? Oh, they're going to take the information and do what with it? Nothing.
Right.
You want them to do good and you want to give them the information so that they could use it. But a lot of times they don't. And it's sad because you know they could do it, right?
Right.
But he was one, he kept asking me questions, but he kept like implementing it. And now I see his Instagram, he's like, oh, these are my sales for the week. And I was like, dang, Abdu, like, that's crazy.
Aren't you like lightweight jelly that like you didn't have yourself back in the day to help you?
No, you know what? I'm not competitive. So, no. But in my younger years, I was hella competitive. But
No, I'm so competitive. I'm like, I don't even want to play that game until you want to play. Oh, you want to play? I'm gonna whoop you now. Like, Rosa's like, can't you just let Luna win? And I'm like, no, I can't let her win.
I used to be like that. I am not competitive anymore. Actually, he told me one time, he's like, I'm coming for your throne. I was like, no, we can share it though. So, because I'm not competitive. I'm just not like that. I used to be in my younger years. But
you're too nice nowadays. Maybe I should take a pro tip.
Well, I can't. No, it's too much pressure. There's too many. You know all my peeps. It's too much.
Yeah. I love it when people ask me, they're like, Reezy, how did you learn? Like, who taught you everything? And I was like, I started 13 years ago. There was no YouTube wasn't out yet, I don't think. Like, the iPhone didn't exist. There was no social media except for like maybe Facebook or something. There was no books about how to do it. You know, there was no YouTube. Like, there was nothing. I made every single mistake. That's how I learned.
Exactly. But that's the thing. See, you just said something really important that people don't, especially the younger people, is that mistakes and failure is part of success. It's not the opposite of it. It's like you're failing, tell yourself, oh, good, you're on the right track. Like, keep going. That's how you're going to learn. That's the only way you're going to learn.
I think that happens, like, people get like that because of the way the school system is. Like, right, you're based on, like, getting grades and taking tests, and you, like, pass or fail. And it's like, when you fail a test, like, there's nothing good about that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a real life test. It's like some stupid questions on a piece of paper. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I need to study this more or whatever, but it doesn't fix the fact that you screwed up that test. You know what I mean? And real life is not like a school book exam. You know, you need to fail fast, like hurry up and fail. Cause the more you fail, the quicker you're going to succeed.
Yeah, but it's also like we're living in this era, like you get a participation trophy for everything. Like, why can't you just lose? You know, you lost. Like, learn from and the fact also that information's at our fingertips, that people just don't have patience.
Yeah, no patience at all. People will literally ask me questions, and then I'll take because I don't mind answering questions at all, guys. You can send me a million questions, but if you send me these questions that are like the easiest to answer questions that I know you could Google, and when you Google your question, your answer literally comes up as the first result, that feels kind of disrespectful to me, because it's telling me that, like, you're valuing your time more than mine. You're not even willing to, like, go and look around for a second to try and figure out the answer. And, you know, you want to come and ask me something, which I don't mind helping, but if you demonstrate that you're not willing to put in the energy to help yourself, I might, you know, skip your question and go to the next one sometimes, because I know, oh, here's that guy that just, you know, he just keeps asking me, like, everything. Like, how do I click on this? Like, dude, like, I'll even hit him up with, I'll go to let me Google that for you. I don't even know if you know about that website, Posh, but you put in someone's thing and it gives you a link and you send it back to them and it sends a little animation of them typing in their own question into Google. And then it sends them to the Google results. It's like the low-key way to let people know that you don't appreciate that.
No, I'd probably feel bad.
Yeah. No, you got to be. I'm on the lightweight on the side of tough love. I'd rather teach people how to fish than like give them the fish, because they're not going to be successful if you just spoon feed them.
Well, because and when I do get asked questions, sometimes I do want to say, this part you need to figure out on your own, because if you can get to point from A to B, that might be a guess that this may not be for you. That might be a sign this isn't for you, and that's okay. Maybe you're good at something else.
Definitely.
But not this. What's going on in the chat?
Yeah, let's go over the chat and take some questions. If you guys want to put some questions in the chat, if you had a question that you put earlier, please bring it back in the chat, and we will answer some of these questions from the chat. Let's go over to the chat. The chat is pretty active. There's 129 people watching right now. Who we got out there? We got Bobby Moons. We got Aitor Ferreira. We got Cali One Live, Zen Flips, the Paul Arona Experiment. Monica, did you see that Amazon brought out this new thing called Prime Wardrobe today or yesterday?
Excuse me. I vaguely saw, but not.
There comes that ghost again. Your computer sounds like an 8-bit F1 racer.
But I don't know what that is.
No, it's your computer fan or something. Did you see the Amazon Prime Wardrobe or no?
No, I kind of read about it.
So it's like Prime Pantry or whatever, but with the clothing thing. So it's like you order like 8 to 13 items and they ship it all in one box and the returns are free. I think maybe you have to keep a certain amount of items, like at least 3 out of the box for the returns to be free or something. And they're just encouraging, they're basically saying they're going to see more sales and less returns because the customer is able to try it on. You know what I mean? The main reason why people don't like shopping online for certain items is because they can't try them on,
Mm-hmm.
You know how it is. Like if you're going to buy like a shoe or a dress that like you've bought before, you know your size. But if it's a brand that you don't know, you know what I mean? You would like to be able to try it on. So that's what they're offering people now. But what do you think? What do you think about that service, or what it might kind of impact it might have?
I think for a younger generation they would like that, but I wouldn't like that. Not to try new stuff. Go ahead. I personally wouldn't like that, but that everything is moving to e-commerce and actual stores. There's like walk-in stores, retail stores are on a decline.
Right.
So, and especially if you look at your average Amazon shopper, what do they like? Convenience and fast. And that's
right.
And really fast.
Well,
so
I was talking to someone today about this and they were like, oh, Amazon's killing all the local businesses or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't really think Amazon's killing it. I think what's happening is Amazon's capitalizing on the changing style of the consumer. The consumer is changing their behavior, and Amazon is maybe accelerating it by capitalizing on it so well. But the consumer is driving it, and what's happening is the cost of living is just going up everywhere. And so as the cost of living goes up, your time is worth more to you, So like in the 50s, 60s, like back in the day, people would be like, they'd have the day off and they'd be like, let's go shopping, family. Like, let's go to the mall, or like that would be an activity, Well, now, like, you can't be going shopping. You can't go spend an hour and 15 minutes to get a toilet scrub brush. You just buy it on Amazon for $7 and it comes to your door, and you save that hour and 15 minutes to spend time with your family because you have to work so damn hard to make a living nowadays. And so it's like anything that people can do where they're selling time back to people, they're obviously going to win and make money. That's how, like, you know, everything works. Like Netflix, you don't have to go to the movie store anymore. Airbnb, you don't have to wait for a cab. You know what I mean? Uber. Airbnb,
Yeah.
you don't have to deal with the hotel industry, you know? So it's like all these,
absolutely.
even if it's just the perception of saving time.
The consumer is changing.
Right. Yeah. And stores aren't, they're like, it's sad, but they're not changing. So they're getting left behind. We got a bunch of good questions though. Amazon Seller 99 wants to know, how much do you spend on product every month approximately?
I usually spend, let's see, I'll take a estimate on the months when I was doing about 8 to 10K. On those months I was spending about but let me just preface by saying this. I got a smoking deal that's not typical. When I was getting the bras, I had made a relationship. Actually, one of the times I had gone to the wholesale district, and that person ended up hooking me up with those Nordstrom liquidations. So that's how I got the bras. So this is not normal, but I would spend maybe $1,000. My ROI was
or
ridiculous.
altogether.
Like altogether.
So, but on average, like, what did you spend in September?
Probably like 1,000, 1,500.
Okay, so like 1,000 to 1,500 is what you're spending.
I'm just taking like one thing, like say the bras, for example.
Oh, well, what's your total capital invested into buying stuff to sell every month?
Well, I'm pretty much only doing the bras, and the only other thing I sold on Amazon mainly was the Lululemon outlet. So I would say it would be from 1,000 to 2,000 when I was.
Including eBay though as well.
My bad. Oh, eBay.
Altogether, all the money that you invested in your business every month.
On average, I probably spend about 2,500.
Okay, so 2,500, so somewhere around like $30,000 a year.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So
there's just
go ahead.
There's so many in there.
How do you decide what you're going to send into Amazon versus what you're going to sell on eBay?
Oh, Amazon, I buy those bras specifically for Amazon. And with eBay, it's my thrifted items and my liquidation clothing.
So you sell most of the brand new stuff that you buy on Amazon.
And now that I'm ungated and everything, oh, that's what somebody wanted to ask, how I got ungated in Nike and everything. But now that I'm ungated, a lot of it's going to go to Amazon versus where I couldn't sell it on Amazon before. So now it will go to Amazon versus eBay. So how I got ungated in Nike was, I believe, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, Reezy, because you know more about Amazon than I. But I think at some point, everybody's account hits like max level automatic approval when they take in your performance metrics, if they're good, your sales metrics, if they're good, or your sales, and then your tenure, how long you've been there. That's just my opinion, or what I've gathered when I look at other people that have been approved. So when I got my account back from being kicked off Amazon, I just tried. I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to be on probation. I don't know, because I just got my account back. Mm-hmm. But they ended up deleting the inauthentic claims, like they never happened. So I just tried to do Nike just on a whim, and it got automatically approved. That's when I texted you, and I just kept going. Like I did Under Armour, Adidas, like everything that I could think of, topicals, pet food, like shampoo, beauty, health. I just kept going, and it kept automatically approving me. So that lets me know everyone will get there at some point.
Right.
I just, so am I right? Like, does everybody get there at some point?
Yeah. Well, it's not like, I mean, I could say that we could say this and then 3 months down the line, the system could change. But as of now, there seems to be a threshold that no one really knows. It's either how much sales you've had in a category or total sales or life of account or whatever. But then when you apply to be ungated in certain categories or certain brands, you get auto approved versus before when they would ask you for invoices. So for example, I get auto approved for nearly everything I try, but there's still some things I can't sell. I can't sell those LOL surprise dolls. I can't sell those damn things. I really wish I could because they're selling so well. And I can't sell the fingerlings, the little robotic monkeys on the fingers or whatever. And there's other stuff too, but a lot of stuff that I apply for, I can sell. But for example, for last Christmas, I couldn't sell Hatchimals. And now I can sell Hatchimals. They approved me now. So, it's just like there's levels to it, I guess, and even when you get up to a certain amount of approval, there's still some stuff that, and then it's weird though. There's some people that have been selling less than me and less gross sales that are approved for stuff that I'm not approved for, which makes no sense. So there still is like no rhyme and reason to it. But generally it seems to be amount of sales and tenure. Someone asked Monica, do you think you can get Reezy in a suit and tie for a show? Prime wardrobe.
Okay. So I'm never starting YouTube unless you get in a suit and tie.
Oh my God.
I just did it.
As long as I got my suit and tie. Is that how the song goes?
As long as I got my suit and tie.
Something like that. It's a Justin Timberlake song. Like good little video I could make. Hey, if my Bitmoji wears a suit and tie, does that count?
No.
Dang it. Aixa Ibarra says, when something in eBay is not selling, do you bring it down and relist it or what?
Depends on what it is, how many watchers it has, how many views it has. Most of the time I will, okay, so say it goes, it's 30 days. If you're doing the 30-day fixed price and it ends, I either at that point would send it to 7-day auction, lower it a little bit. For auctions for me, I try to do $9.99 approximately, unless it's something higher end. So obviously with the hopes, doesn't always work. That's why you want to add shipping. Don't forget to add shipping on auctions. That you're going to get multiple bids. So either you send it to auction, lower it and send it to auction, or I do a sell similar. I don't relist it if there's not a lot of watchers or views on it. I sell similar, but then before I do it, I'm like, what did I do wrong with this particular item? So I may research it just like for a second to see if there's something I'm missing. I use Title Builder a lot. It's a free website. It's on my Instagram. You can also literally just Google Title Builder and it's the first thing that comes up. And say it's that Star Wars hat Reezy's wearing. So you would literally just type in Star Wars hat and hit enter, and then it pops up with the best keywords associated with what you typed in. So then I look to see if any of those keywords apply to my item, and I'll add those. And I just basically try to tweak the listing and then list it again.
That's a major pro tip right there, the Title Builder. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that helps. Sometimes it's something obvious that I didn't add to the title, and I'm like, duh, I didn't add that, but it
wow,
worked.
so is it scraping eBay for keywords or Google, or do you know, or what?
It's scraping eBay solds.
That's amazing. That's so good. That's so good, guys. This whole interview is worth that one tip right there. That's awesome. Let's see if we get any more questions. Someone wanted to know, what do you do if you get an inauthentic claim and they don't accept your receipt?
That's what happened to me.
You got to send them a plan of action, right?
Well, you got to do both. So when you get suspended, you have to do a plan of action. And if you have receipts, you will also have to submit your receipts. So it's both. You have to do the plan of action regardless. And so you're obviously going to submit them. If you've submitted them several times, because I tried several times, not just the one time when they were like, no, B, get out of here, we don't like you. I still kept trying. So if you get to the point where you get removed from Amazon, which is what happened to me, at that point you need to get help. And that's why I have Amazon seller.
Right.
So
Happy.
that's all I can say, because that's all I can say. I had the exact same thing. I had my receipts, I had my invoices. They wouldn't accept them until Happy Amazon Seller had little tips and tricks. And
Monica's going to open her own ungating service now that she knows how to do it.
So whoever asked that question, if that's happening to you right now, DM me. In the title of the DM, put inauthentic claim so I can pick it out. I apologize. My DMs sometimes get a little overwhelming, so I miss things and I feel bad. So DM me and put that in the title, and I'll help you, and I can even share my plan of action with you.
Awesome. Let's see. Josh said, "Start suit shopping, Reezy." What is your goals for fourth quarter sales wise? This one's for both of us.
Go ahead. I've been talking. I'm bored of my own voice.
So I'm super bad with like the official business side of things. Like I'm like a natural born hustler. I recognize opportunities, buying, selling, making money, computers, stuff like that, videos. But like when it comes down to like taxes and like forecasting profit and like having long-term goals, like I'm so terrible at that. Like I got like daily goals and I have like decent short-term goals, but I really have no like anything longer than like 3 months. I don't really have like goals like that. I probably should. I should have like a life coach. I fully need a life coach, but I have a goal and it's simple, and that's to break $1 million of sales this year. And if things continue the way they're going now, we're going to fall just short of it. So I know that I need to buy more stuff. Unfortunately, there's not enough time left in the year if I want to complete my goal for me to like pivot my course of action and like try to start wholesale or private label. So for me, it just means that I need to buy more stuff, particularly shoes and toys for the rest of the year. So for the rest of the year, I'm spending 2 to 3 days a week buying toys and shoes. And I do homeschooling with Luna, so that means I'm dragging her along with me and making the shopping experience educational or whatever. But so it's not easy for me, but basically I'm going to buy as much shoes and toys as possible, staying up on what all the hot toys are for Christmas and just shipping out as fast as possible. I've even considered maybe getting a prep facility for the last couple months of the year and then just shipping everything to them. That way, because the way I've been doing it for the last month or so is I've been buying stuff online all week long. I use Tactical Arbitrage, which is a software that lets you scrape websites and compares it against Amazon, like while you're sleeping, and then you wake up and just sort the list and find what you want to buy. But then I still have to take 1 day a week to ship stuff. And like I just shipped off a $3,500 profit shipment. It was like 17 boxes. And it probably took me, like 10 hours to make the shipment and box it up. And that's my whole Saturday. And really Saturday is just another day. But since my wife goes to school 5 days a week, Saturday is really important to me because it's the one day, it's one of the 2 days a week that the whole family can do something together in the daytime, So I would rather not be shipping stuff, I'd rather be ordering stuff in the evening of Saturday when we're home or something. So prep facility probably coming up in the short term, and then just buying as much as possible so that I can try and break that 1 million gross sales. What about you, Monica?
I'm the same way as you, actually, as far as like I have my immediate goals, but I also need a life coach. We need to find a life coach. Who's a life coach, Deans?
I need a life coach. I just listened to the Grant Cardone Be Obsessed or Be Average book, and he was saying how he has like 2 or 3 life coaches now still. And I was like, man, that seems to be like something that people have. Like I keep hearing that from successful people that they have life coaches. So it's like, you know, I'm good at like doing what I'm good at, but I'm not good at recognizing what I'm not good at. And, you know, like Gary Vee says, like focus, triple down on what you're good at and punt the bad stuff. Like I think I'm still putting a lot of my energy towards the stuff I suck at. And I need people to tell me what I should be punting and what I should be tripling down on.
No, I don't know. I feel like I know what I'm bad at because I'm so hard on myself. I blow my or not like my failures, but like my flaws up, so I know what I'm bad at. But I guess that's a totally another topic. But back to the original question, my goals for fourth quarter is I really want to get Amazon back to the 10K that I was doing before I got suspended. So like right now, I have like only like hundreds of dollars in sales, like because it was almost a month. So I just sent in 6 big boxes. So I'm hoping to get checked in. I think actually one just got checked in. So my goal is by the end of the year is to get Amazon back to 10K and to get eBay back to 20K, because come January, I want to get my website back up again. And at that point, I will most likely hire someone. So
To help with eBay or to help with your store or what?
To help with eBay, because once I get it back to where it was, then it's so easy to streamline it. And that's why I want to get away from thrifting. I've been saying that for like ever. But I would love to just have, and now I have the connections and I have the wholesale and liquidation accounts where I can now just take the leap and jump and like just get out of thrifting and get a lister and get a photographer and a shipper, so I can focus on Amazon and my website, because I don't want to let go of eBay because I have so much sweat equity there.
Right.
I've built a following there. I have my regulars. I'm in the eBay algorithm, you know, as like a trusted seller. I know it helps because of all the I've shipped 40,000 items by myself. Like that has a lot of sweat equity there. So
real quick before you forget or before I forget, can you tell us any algorithm tips that you know about? Like, I know that you, like one, for example, you were saying that like instead of clicking sell similar when your items doesn't sell, relist, you know, instead of sell similar or whatever, because, or I mean, sell similar instead of relist. That's what I mean. Sorry.
Well, all that does is push your listing to the top as a new, fresh listing. Now, it doesn't get the same boost as an actual brand new listing. I'm assuming they know by the photo, like what's embedded into the listing, but it still gets a boost compared to just a straight relist. So it will show up as a new listing, which gives you a temporary boost. The more photographs, the better. And also using, of course, the max amount of your keywords in your title. That's probably the number one thing I see when people ask me to review their store. It will be like just a really basic title, like white shirt. You know, obviously I'm like exaggerating, but the title, and it's like you've got all these characters, there's 60 or 80 characters, like you want to use them all. So like even with the white shirt, you could be like, what gender is it? Is it V-neck? Is it crew neck? Is it cotton? Is it cotton blend? Is it long sleeve? Is it short sleeve? Is it cap sleeve? Is it, you know, you can, is it crop? Is it long? Like you can just go, and that's just with a white shirt.
Right.
Like, so what brand is it? What size is it? So I would say just make sure you're using your keywords. And again, we were talking about Title Builder, Google Title Builder, and put that in your favorites and use that as much as you can. And then also the eBay solds. If you're struggling with the eBay titles, is then check the solds and then sort by highest and then look to see what keywords they used. And then you can
copy the best of practice.
Yeah.
So do you have an Amazon merch account?
Oh my God, I don't even want to tell you. You're going to hate me.
You got one and you didn't list anything and they closed it.
Yep, that's what happened.
You suck. That's
Oh,
how
I
much you
was
suck that I knew that was gonna be what happened.
so basically I had got kicked off Amazon merch and Amazon. Oh my god, I'm so bad.
All right, hey, do you guys know? Can you get back in, or just need to reapply, or what? What do you do?
I just reapplied. I told you I just was talking to RJ, and I had to tell him that. He's like, "Are you on Amazon merch?" I was like, "Por pendeja, I was." And then
So, someone was asking if you use UPS Smart Pickup for Amazon FBA. Is there a better option? I know you probably don't have a lot of Amazon boxes, so you probably just drop them off, right?
drop them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I just shipped off those 14 boxes, I didn't want to put them in the Audi, or I don't even have a work truck anymore. I sold my work truck when I lost my employee recently when I moved. And so yeah, that'd be like 5 trips in my Audi for these 14 boxes. It's only a Q5, not a Q7 or whatever. So I just pay like $7 to UPS and they come and pick them up. You also, actually, I lied. I didn't pay $7 because I got a year of free UPS pickups thanks to Watch Me FBA on Instagram. He
He's
always
great.
talks about this promo that you can sign up for, where you get a free year of UPS pickups just for signing up for smart pickups, or I don't even know what it is exactly, but Google free year of UPS pickups and then make a new account. I had to make a new account because I already had a UPS account. I made a new account and then I signed up, jumped through the hoops or whatever, and got a year of free pickups. So no more trucking boxes to the store for me.
He's great. But see, that's what I'm talking about. Our community comes through. Like, ah, John from Watch Me Amazon. He's great. But
Yeah, no, he's another one of those no BS sellers. Like,
yeah,
he
he
doesn't
is.
care about the rules or whatever. Like, if you're a beginner, you might not want to take what his advice too swiftly, because he likes to bend the rules a little bit, which I'm not hating on him. I'll go a little gray hat myself once in a while, but obviously
Right.
I'm not teaching that kind of stuff on YouTube or whatever, because I know a lot of people follow me that are beginners. A lot of people will, for example, they'll start selling on FBA and they'll ship stuff in and then they'll message me like, what's going on? It says I'm negative $50, but I sold some stuff. What's going on? And it's like, oh man, you don't understand. Like, you don't even know what temperature the water is in that you're swimming in, man. So I got to be a little bit careful or whatever. But let's see. Does eBay have the same restrictions or similar restrictions to Amazon? For example, Reezy says he can't sell these dolls. No, you can sell anything on eBay except for fake Kate Spade bags.
Yeah, don't sell fake Kate Spade bags.
Oh yeah, and was there another thing? Like, there's some stuff you can't sell, right? Like, you can't sell used socks or something. Like, is there some stuff you can't sell?
Well, that's like the fetish people.
That's a whole nother video.
That's like a whole video. It's family friendly, kind of.
Do you sell anything on the Real?
Yes, I do.
See, people like me, when I heard people say that, I didn't know they were talking about a store. Like, I thought you were just saying, like, yeah, on the Real. Like, I'd be selling this shit.
No, so for those that don't know, the Real is a website that is consignment for high-end items. So they have a specific brand list. You can download it on it's literally the Real, the Real, and you can go and download their brand list. So basically anything on that list, and it has to be kind of current. It'll tell you all the rules. You send it to them and they sell it for you and you get a percentage, which is generally 60%. Sell pretty fast and they do price pretty good sometimes. But shipping to them is free. So that's great. They'll even send you supplies. And if they an item, they'll ship it back to you for free as well. And then they sell, and then once a month you get a check.
Nice.
Another
Do you have any suggestions on shortening time when filling in item descriptions? Like, what are the basics that are really needed?
When that just comes with practice, and how we were just talking about the white shirt and how you could put up so many things, is you're gonna get into a groove, right? So like do the brand first, and then the gender, and then the color, and then the pattern or fabric, and then what it is. So like it was a dress, and then the size. So then you start going fast in your head because you have a specific format. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah, that's the one that makes a lot of sense to me about listing similar stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
So this is two questions in one. Someone said, "Are you going to go put some more stuff on your YouTube channel?" I didn't even know you had anything. I saw you put something up and deleted it, but
That's
are
because
you going to put more stuff on your channel? And then a comment from Zen Flips who says, "Monica, the sports fans need PHSN, football emoji, basketball emoji, baseball emoji, soccer ball emoji." And for those of you that don't know what PHSN is, that's Posh Hanger Sports Network.
No,
Monica's a sports show.
If you guys follow me on Instagram, I have a deep love for sports. And that's part of why I wanted to come on today. I know I've been with you before, Reezy, on like 2 shows, I think, but just as a sidekick. But you know that I've struggled with video. You know me in person. People know me in person. I'm not shy. I will say something. I will talk.
I will say some things, some things.
But it's like not everybody's comfortable on video. I struggle with not like when what I see is a big blob gross. I'm just being honest. So I've trying to get over it. So I've been doing live. I've done live a few times, Reezy, if you're so proud of me. And then live on Instagram. And then doing this live. So can you see that I'm taking steps? I'm trying.
Yeah, you're doing good. I mean, I could see some of your personalities coming across today. Like, it's not like hanging out with you in real life. You're a lot more funny in real life, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm funny.
For real though, man, you know so much about sports. You're funny. You're witty. Like, I feel like if guys want to watch someone talk about sports, they're probably going to rather watch a girl than a guy, as long as they know what they're talking about, just like as a natural like animal reaction. You know what I mean?
That's why I just love
female YouTubers get more views than male YouTubers. It's just a fact, right? Like, and the YouTube algorithm pushes the female videos out harder than the male videos. Anyways, I just know that like, with your passion for it and the knowledge that you have for it, that you could totally crush it. And like Gary Vee says, eat shit for like a year or two so you can eat caviar. Like, we don't need ESPN. They might not even be around forever, but you could be like the next big sports host, if you just actually did it.
Sorry, my son. You want to say hi to everybody?
I was going to ask.
Yeah, okay, when I'm done.
Did he do his homework?
My son. Sorry.
It's okay.
No, I love sports.
You would crush it. Like, if you guys think Monica would crush it on the Posh Hanger Sports Network, put some kind words in the chat, because I know she would crush it. And it's like, ever since I did what I have done with social media, I know it's like crystal clear to me how, like, I recognize people's talents really easily. And then I know how they need to use the social media or whatever tools to get to where they need to be so that they can create a life around what they truly love. Because, like, let's face it, like, we all like making money and being independent, but like selling stuff, like, I mean, I guess selling stuff is a passion, like like the hunt, like, or whatever, but it's just like, it's all a means to an end, at least for me. Like, people will literally say like making money is my passion, and I'll just be like, you're lying. There's no way making money is your passion, because money is just a vehicle and you should use it to take you to where you want to go or whatever. And it's just like, for me, I want to do YouTube and I want to travel and make videos and be a public speaker and like help change people's life and make the world a better place. And that's me doing what I'm good at and what people are willing to pay me for and like what helps other people and like mashing that all together or whatever, what I like to do, you know? And so like for you, what I see in you is the whole sports thing, and I know you could crush it.
I love sports. I mean, if perfect world existed, I would be one of those girls running on the field like, tell me what happened today. What made you lose that fumble? Like that would
Right.
be like,
And then you would hit them with the question that they didn't even expect like the chick to ask, and they'd be like, whoa, like she knows what she's talking about.
yeah, that would be nice. That would be fun.
Because
But
there's not too many women that are in the sports anchoring business right now, is there? I mean, I don't follow.
there kind of is.
How many? What I seen one that was on the Gary Vee show. I'm sure you
I
know.
watch ESPN and I watch a lot of games, and there's a lot of girls. But right now, let me just take step one and make a YouTube video. Let me just do step one.
Yeah, do it. I'm telling you, because then what's going to happen is people are going to come to you to learn about reselling, and then they're going to learn to like you and love you, and then you're going to start making sports videos like, hey guys, once a week I'm going to do this sports recap thing, and people will start tuning in, and then people who don't even, it's going to be really good, it's going to be a hit, and then so people who don't resell are going to start turning into that, and then soon enough you're going to be like, dang, I need to stop making reselling videos because I get way more views from the sports videos and I like doing them more.
Yeah, well, let's just start with one.
Yeah.
One.
Do it. I'll help you out. You know, if you guys don't know, I live like 1 mile from Monica, if that. Like, we could have been doing this like at the same table easily.
Like last time. So, no, thank you for pushing me to be on. I was just looking at the chat. I'm not scared of being on video. I don't like seeing my big face on video.
Right.
I'm not shy. But that's why I'm trying to get over it.
Yeah, you can learn. You can definitely learn. Like, I would say I'm a natural at being on camera. I've never been shy. I think that just comes from like being neglected as a kid. Like, I had to get people's attention and keep their attention because I fought for their attention because I didn't get any attention from my parents. You know what I mean? So that was that anything that I was going to get out of any situation was going to be 10x'd by me capturing people's attention, you know? So
yeah,
I never really cared about it. Like, I never care. Like, I don't like put on the wild neon clothes and then like look in the mirror and go like, I don't know. I just go, let's roll.
Yeah, you're natural. But see, like in my corporate job, I had to do a lot of speeches and actually got filmed, and I was fine. It's just, yeah, it's fine. I'm feeling better. So,
Well, do you got any thoughts? Can we do like the primary beta Posh Hanger Sports Network real quick? Like, you were just talking about some losses or something, like all your teams lost. Like, what happened? Tell us about that.
on Sunday, so I like the Lions. For me, I know. I like the Niners. For me, yes, I know. And I like to support my local team, so that's like the Raiders, and they lost too. But the Raiders, they just had the quarterback got hurt, so he's out, and the Niners are just horrible. And the Lions were doing okay, but they lost the two last games, like super close. But there's been a ton of injuries, especially like this last Sunday, to not just my teams, but a lot of teams.
Who got injured?
So, got injured. Oops. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Who got injured? I feel like you were dumbing down your sports talk for me because you know I don't watch sports.
No, I know you don't watch sports, but let's talk about soccer.
Tell me about
I see Sam in the chat. Sam, I see Sam, Germany. No, see Sam, Aus Empire. He likes Real Madrid.
Yeah, what's up with the World Cup? What's going on with the World Cup?
Well, they're just qualifiers right now, so the World Cup's not going to be happening. But we're watching World Cup qualifiers and also Champions League which is a international club tournament.
Who are you rooting for?
So I'm rooting for Bayern Munich. It's a Germany team, and I also like Germany national team.
Nice. Any specific reason?
Oh, because I liked this player, Bastian Schweinsteiger, and he was on Germany and then on Bayern Munich. And I can't believe it's almost 2 hours. Do you think we need to? I'm feeling people might be getting bored.
Yeah, we could wrap it up here in a second. Let's see. Do you have any thoughts on basketball season coming up?
Yes, I can't wait for October 17th. It's going to be the Celtics versus the Cavs. And I'm low-key scared the Cavs are going to kill us because I'm a Celtics fan. But if you guys follow NBA, you guys know this NBA offseason was filled with so many crazy blockbuster trades. Kyrie going to the Thomas was crazy. And Melo going to Thunder and Paul George. It's just like there's so many storylines. I just can't wait until it starts October 17th.
Awesome. Okay, so I got 2 questions for you, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up. We've been going for almost 2 hours now. It's
I know, that's why I was like,
super good. So my first question to you is, who would you like me to interview next? Who would you like, Monica? Who would you like to see me interview?
There's so many good people.
I was thinking about, do you think I could interview Secondhand Swagger and then he would like have his face covered up the whole interview?
I would love to interview him, but I don't know if he would.
Yeah, I don't know either, but let's. Who do you think? Who would you like to see? I'm going to ask everyone I interview this question. That way we can keep it going.
I'm trying to think of somebody that hasn't been on YouTube. You know, like, oh, I know who I want you to interview.
Let's do it. Who is it?
My good friend Cindy, Amazing Taste Store. And she also had a little bit of an issue with video, just like me. But she's been doing live Saturday nights, and she's doing phenomenal. And she started doing coaching with these level up boxes, and I know her coachees are doing really, really good. And she is a veteran eBay seller. She's been doing it for longer than me. She's been doing it for 15
awesome. She's helped me out before too. What is the level up boxes? What are you talking about?
So she does these level up boxes where you pay a certain amount. I think it's $200, and she gives you inventory for that $200. But then she also coaches you along the way. So
on how to list it or whatever?
Yeah, just not just with the clothing, but just in general coaching on how to increase your eBay sales.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, that's who I want you to interview. She might kill me. Please don't.
On the list. Yeah, I'm going to say that Monica told me I got to interview you, so.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one, I'm going to take a play out of the Gary V playbook, and I want to give you the question of the day. So I want you to ask one question to, you know the deal, ask a question to the audience, and then they will reply to your question in the comments of this video. You'll probably get like anywhere from like 20 to 100 replies or something. So whatever you want to ask someone, just however you want to do it, you can take it any way you want.
Right now?
Yeah. What's your question for the audience?
Okay, my question to the audience is, what has been your number one obstacle? What's your number one reason right now that you're not where you want to be? That's
awesome.
my question.
Awesome. Well, great. I'm so glad to have you on here on my new series of interviewing Reezy Talks episodes. If you guys like the show, please smash the like button. And please subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, I would really like, what the hell are you doing? Please subscribe. I appreciate it. Smash the like button before you bounce out. Leave a comment down below replying to Monica's question after I post the video. I'll put the question in the description again also. Go follow Monica on Instagram. The link is right down there. It's the first link on the top of the video. And hopefully we'll see you guys on Instagram in the community or in real life, otherwise known as IRL, at one of our events that we're participating in or running. And until that time, guys, if you ain't flipping, I dropped everything right now. If you ain't flipping, you're slipping.